Hi, I'm Christy.
And I'm Ted. We're parents to 3 kids, 4-year-old twins and a 1-year-old.
We also both work at Colugo, a baby gear startup for a new generation of parents that Ted founded, and I am Chief Parent Officer and General Counsel.
On this podcast, we're going to take on big moments in parenthood and make them feel less daunting and more doable by sharing what worked for us and what didn't. We found it super helpful to learn from parents who've been there before, and we want to do the same for you.
Maybe you'll like what we did, maybe you will want to do the opposite. Either way, we hope it helps. And so each week we're going to tackle one big parenting moment and then answer a community question.
So this podcast has actually been in the works for quite a while, and we definitely didn't think we'd be starting with a coronavirus episode, but it's certainly a really big moment in parenting. I think the biggest we've faced, and it's certainly daunting.
Yeah. And it's also this moment that all parents are facing at the same time together, obviously in different ways because of different circumstances, but we're all experiencing this change in circumstances. So yeah, we want to share some ideas for what's been working and not for us, make this time feel more doable. So let's get started. Today's topic is parenting during the COVID crisis.
All right, so just quick background. Christy and I are based in Philadelphia. Half our team is based in New York. And so we were on high alert, I think, about the spread of COVID before most. Especially I flew to the West Coast, was out there like late February and really saw what was happening. So we've been at this for at least a month now in terms of...
Yeah, I think we started doing more social distancing and canceling playdates and things like that before others in Philly kind of that got here. And our kids' school closed March 13th. We assume they're not going back. They keep kind of stringing us along in 2-week closures. And it's small in the line of consequences, but it's still bittersweet. Especially our daughter just loves school and they love her. And, you know, we hear them playing downstairs and our 4-year-old twins will be playing school and hear them say things like, okay, everyone who goes home at lunch, get your coats on, time to go home. Anyone who packed a lunch, you can get started. And it's just super interesting to hear what really sticks with them is that transition moment. But we haven't, felt a lot of pressure of homeschooling. Therefore, we get some programming from their school we've been doing. They just started having a 30-minute Zoom circle time. So that's all kind of been more low-key, I think, than probably parents with older kids are feeling more of that pressure.
I think so. I mean, the good news is they like to set the table, so that's good.
Yeah, it's very Montessori. We're doing a lot of practical life, laundry, setting the table, sweeping. So we're keeping up with that.
So, I mean, that's home life. I think also, we work at a startup, and so we're definitely feeling the economic effects of COVID. They're super present for us, as we know they are for many, many people. And we're lucky enough to have been working remote as a team, and you and I working from home quite a bit. So, obviously not a huge transition on that front, but we're still focused on how we can best serve our community, and we're just feeling lucky that everyone in our family right now is healthy. And
yeah, it feels lucky right now that what we're able to feel sad about is the small things like school closure. We canceled a trip to Disney World. We're canceling work events. I'm not able to meet my dad for our weekly happy hour. So I'm just, feeling very lucky that there's nothing bigger to take the place of that for us, personally in what all is happening here. And as a parent, we're really just trying to stay focused on making this feel like a happy time for our kids, getting that extra time with them. I know right before this all hit, there was a week when I missed 4 out of 5 bedtimes one week, and Ted was traveling, and the kids really were feeling that. And it's like, well, now you have us. Have us here.
What you wish for, children.
Yeah. So we're just kind of lucky and leaning into that. So that doesn't mean it's not hard, but we are definitely in a privileged position here. So we want to start with the positive, start with what is working for us, and get into some specifics that will be helpful, hopefully. So Ted, do you want to start with that?
Yeah, sure. So I think the first thing that has been working for us is, reshifting of responsibilities. So I think prior to all this, we are both very hands-on parents. We like to divide things up equally, divide and conquer with the 1-year-old and the twins, sort of in a rhythm with that. And, the fact of the matter is Colugo is needs me to be working on it pretty much every waking hour right now, given everything that's happening. And so as a result of that, you've really stepped up, like, and just continue to push our family forward. And so, you know, we've had to move to like some serious over communication as a result.
Yeah, we really, you know, we always went over our schedules on Sundays, but now for the week, and now we're doing it daily or maybe twice daily to figure out how that will work. I'm doing more time shifting, so I'm working early in the morning, late at night. I'm working if all 3 kids happen to be occupied during the day, or I just am having kids on the background of calls, and luckily our team and the people I'm talking to calling into Colugo are okay with that. So lucky in that respect too.
Very on brand. Very on brand.
Yeah, and you know, with the over communication, we're just modeling our 4-year-olds who love to give us a play-by-play of every emotion and feeling and activity, like constant communication. So we're just like adopting that and learning from them.
We're learning, yes.
We're learning a lot from our 4-year-olds.
So communicate like a 4-year-old, I guess, is what we're saying.
That's the takeaway. Second thing that is working for us is asking our kids what they think. So even at 4, our twins are really aware of what is happening. Playdates have been canceled. They can't go to the playground. They're not going to school. And we explained up front kind of that essentially, we want to make sure that we're protecting other people. And if we get sick, it would be okay. But for other people, they could get really sick. So we want to make sure we're washing our hands and just staying with our family. And since then, when they ask questions, like recently they asked why they couldn't go to Dunkin' Donuts to get a donut, we asked them to tell us why we can't go. And they come back with kind of that explanation in their own words. And so instead of us giving them a lot of information or trying to explain things, we let them take the lead on that, and that's been working well. It lets us meet them where they are and in what they understand.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with how they've internalized like just the right amount and no more. And I mean, we'll see how it goes, but so far so good.
Yeah. Okay, number 3.
Hold on, everyone. Listen up. This is important.
So dried beans have been working for us. Okay, so just to keep things a little lighthearted and perhaps also to show how hard it is to find things that really feel like they're working right now. This made our top 3
by a mile.
Yeah. So we've always bought canned beans. We love beans in our family. Taco Tuesday, every Tuesday, you got to have the black beans. If we don't have them on hand, our nanny would send us like an urgent alert text. And our nanny is very low key and calm, but it would very much stress him if he didn't have black beans for Taco Tuesday. So we decided to go for dried beans. I don't know if there weren't any canned beans when we went to the store one day, or, you know, we were just stocking up a little bit. Turns out they're a lot better. And I understand this is not going to be a big revelation for a lot of people.
I think it's going to change. I don't know. I think it's going to change some lives. A lot of lives. I mean, especially when you consider like price per delightful unit, whatever that is, like just, I mean, they're cheaper and they're better. It's rare when that's the case.
So, you know, communicate like a 4-year-old.
Communicate like a 4-year-old and dry beans are better.
Yeah, so that's what's working for us.
You can turn off the podcast now. The rest is useless.
So turning to some things that haven't, hopefully these are some things you can avoid and learn from our mistakes. So
yes, so we also have some of these. And so I think, you know, one thing that I think we are going to focus on getting better at is talking. You know, right now we're talking too much in front of the kids, I think.
Yeah.
We both think. And so, you know, the twins especially, they're always home. They're up 7 to 7, even if they have their siesta in the middle of the afternoon. And like, COVID's always top of our mind. I mean, like there's surreal stuff happening. The newspaper headlines are like often hard to believe, or like we get a call from a friend and that's what we're talking about to check in and make sure they're doing okay. And
yeah, you know. I was on a call with my friend Aubrey and we were just kind of talking about what we were stressed about. I was outside, the kids were playing basketball, and I did not think they were paying any attention to me. And then I turned the topic and talked about their summer camp. And my son immediately was like, I want to go to tennis camp, which he is, who knows why, but he wants to go to tennis camp. And basically what he thinks tennis is using a tennis racket to hit a wiffle ball as high as you can into the air. So like that would be a really fun camp.
That would be a great camp.
Yeah.
I bet
so I get it.
An expensive camp.
Yeah. So this just made me realize he'd been listening to our entire call. So I had to be better about what I was talking about when the kids were around. Number 2 here is not figuring out our own ways to kind of process and cope, which we haven't really had time to think about. But we know, okay, we need to get the kids outside to get their fresh air. We need to make sure we're creating routines for them. But it's hard to find the time as a parent to find your own ways to like get some energy out or just like take a deep breath. So we just haven't really gotten around to figuring that out.
No, I mean, we got to figure it out. I have no self-care right now, between working and sweeping floors, which I actually enjoy and might be considered a self-care for me.
Practice, yeah.
But even that's not enough. So I think, we know we need to do better, and I think we can.
Yeah. So number 3 here for us is thinking too much toward the future. So I am a planner, love to plan, love to figure out, like game out different scenarios of things that might happen. I came to the startup world from a large corporate law firm, and moving to startups was already like a big leap into lack of certainty. And now COVID has kind of like pushed me over that cliff. So this is something I need to continue to work on, is like staying in the present, taking things one day at a time. Kids are super helpful for this because you're responding to their everyday needs for better or worse. But just something I would encourage others to try to like stay with one day at a time, or else things feel too daunting.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and I've definitely had those feelings, and I think also like had feelings on the other end of the spectrum, like just moments of clarity, because it's counterintuitive, but like, it is simpler in a lot of ways right now. Like, we're not planning trips, we're not doing play dates, it's just time as a family. And so I think when possible, it's been helpful to try and focus on that, and how simplicity can be a good thing.
Yeah. So that is what is working for us and what isn't, about 3 weeks into this for us.
Yeah.
So we can report back and update you all, but hope this is helpful, and we will be back shortly. Hi, Christy here. I want to take a minute to talk about Colugo, and specifically about our carrier. 1 year into parenting our third baby, Win, I have a few takeaways. He's charming, loves to kick a ball, he has hair as fluffy as a baby chick, and I could not parent him without our Colugo carrier. When he was a new baby, he was in the carrier all day, for naps, for family outings, during his witching hour. Our nanny walked him to pick up the twins every day when school was still in session. And now, as we navigate parenting during COVID, he's in the carrier again all the time when I'm trying to get work done, prepare food, when he decides to greet the day at 5 a.m. I can put on the carrier by myself. It's lightweight. It has magical magnetic buckles. I love the patterns and the colors. It is truly my number 1 parenting hack and recommendation. I love it. So if you want to check it out, head over to our website, which is www.hicolugo.com. Now, back to the show. All right, so we are back now for our Have You Tried segment, where we answer a community question. And this one, to start off, is what else can we do to keep our kids occupied inside? Which I feel like every parent is asking the same question right now, and we would also love to hear from you all on this one. We have 4-year-old twins and a 1-year-old, just as a reminder, and we know there are a lot of great resources out there. Colugo has actually shared some of them. People are working overtime to help parents out, but we want to share maybe some things you haven't heard before, some things that are specifically working for us. So, 5 things we've done. Ted, kick us off.
Number 1, measure and record distances between 2 objects. So this one's for our older son.
Yeah.
He loves measuring tapes, specifically like the little retractable ones. You can get like 5 for $3 on Amazon.
Which is really good because he will break all 5.
They're going to break. Just get the 5-pack. And also they come in different colors. So if you have multiple kids, you can each can have their own. Anyway, it's great. Just, write down the measurement as your child tells it to you. You can keep a record or keep a blueprint depending on his mood.
Loves to create a blueprint. Yep.
Bonus points, if you want to go ahead and put that pen or pencil behind your ear while you're not writing with it, you will blow the 4-year-olds' minds.
Yeah, they cannot keep a pen behind their ears. Their ears are too small. So you as an adult will be wildly higher in their estimation, the fact that you can keep a pen or pencil behind your ear. We're just trying to help.
Pro tips. Helping all around. All right, what's number 2?
Number 2, accidentally turn on a Paw Patrol video game. Or on purpose. So there's a thing that is like a walkthrough, I guess, of a Paw Patrol video game. So it's literally the kids watching a video of someone playing the Paw Patrol video game.
And like
but
lo-fi,
it's not live.
and it's like lo-fi left to right, like Sega Genesis level graphics. I mean, it's...
Anyway, we accidentally turned this on and our kids watched it for 30 minutes, no complaints. And truly, Paw Patrol is a little bit frightening to me. Like when they watch other videos, they ask us a question constantly. Question. What's happening? When we turn on Paw Patrol, they just totally zombie.
Oh, we're gonna take some heat for that, but I agree with you.
I've just never seen. I'm not even saying it's necessarily bad.
No, I know,
because
I know.
It does keep them fully occupied.
Totally,
and
we're
like
recommending it.
right, but it's like a different kind of look in their eyes.
Yes, yeah. Just pay attention.
Yeah, I'm not anti-video. I
Me
just
neither. Oh,
love
not at
a
all.
video.
Yeah.
Love a video. Okay.
All right, let's go a little more analog with number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3, have them carry a heavy object across the room. So this was a tip from their preschool teacher. If one of our big kids needs to just like get a little grounded, maybe too much pent up energy, especially on a rainy day, or they're not getting their way, we ask them to carry something that requires like all their attention and all their strength to lift it. At school, it was a heavy pumpkin. At home, we just like fill a Colugo travel backpack with whatever we can. And you bet that as soon as it makes it to the other side of the room, oh, we forgot. It needs to go back to the other side of the room. And we are very forgetful.
Yeah. Number 4, wiggle your entire body. This was something our daughter just came up with her. I looked over at her and was like, what is happening? And she was like, oh, I'm wiggling. Like she had turned herself into a noodle and was just wiggling like from toes, fingers. Just if you want to say, you can say wiggle, wiggle, wiggle while doing it. I feel like that helps. And so just, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Honestly, my neck felt looser than it had for ages by the time we were done. So I fully recommend the wiggle.
Self-care.
That's my self-care practice, yeah.
All right, number 5.
For the little guy.
Pop your head around anything. Door frame, chair, imaginary pool, and smile.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll laugh back. He'll want to start to walk backwards, then roll himself onto his back for a good tickle.
Yeah.
We guarantee this will work.
Yeah.
It's just
like
magic.
Peer around. I don't know if we can. Are we describing this well enough? You just have to like peer at them from around something.
Maybe we'll throw a photo up on the show notes.
Yeah.
Just check out the show notes for the diagram.
Yeah. Just pop your head. Yeah. You said that. Okay. It's just magical. Honestly, we're just so lucky to have kids. They can be crazy, but times are crazy. And like the fact you can all get so much joy from a good wiggle or a good popping your head around something, like it's a blessing.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
So that is what we have for today. We would love to hear what's been working and not working for you. We would love to hear other questions that we can answer. What you can do is head over to our Instagram page, which is @HiColugo, and you can comment on the show's post, and we cannot wait to hear from you. Our music was provided by Sound Planet. Our awesome producer is Aaron McGregor. We're Christy and Ted from Colugo. We will be back soon, and until then, remember, you got this.